We like to give advices to people right and left. When we do that, we're breaking a free will. Your friend is single and you tell her, well, you can go here and there, meet other men so they can pay for your lunches and dinners. And don't even get married. All men are bad. I just gone through second divorce. Men are horrible. Nobody asked you for advice, but you just gave your advice. You are breaking a free will. Breaking a free will of that person, you're not just violating them, you're also violating yourself without knowing. When you are violating yourself, the universe gonna hit you really hard. Number one, what's gonna suffer is your finances. If you continue making free will and give advices to people that no one asked, number two will happen. Your relationship will suffer. If you continue giving advices to people that no one asked you for, the third will happen. Your health gonna continue to deteriorate. Nobody knows about the free will law, but this is a very important law. People go on YouTube without really living through what they're talking about, without knowing a spiritual knowledge. They tell, men walk away from women, don't get married. They're poisoning the society. They're gonna pay a huge, huge price for this. But you also do this without paying attention. You give advice to your friends and to your relatives without them asking you. If someone asks you, you can do that. The universe will try to push you back. For example, you're telling a friend, go through divorce because your husband is horrible, he's not helping you with anything. So for example, because you're not paying attention to yourself and your life, and you're paying attention to your friend, the universe and creator hits you hard and you now had a car accident or you have a health problem and you lost $20,000 fixing your car or buying a new car, or now you have to do a mini surgery to fix your health. It will hit you somehow. That's how the universe is shaking you to say, stop what you're doing. And if it's a finances that is suffering, that is actually a good thing. Because the relationship and health, it's more painful. But this is how the universe tries to stop you. Sometimes people are bending free will. A man is chasing a woman even though he is married. And a woman is allowing him to chase her, even though she knows that she has a husband. This is also less obvious, but the break of a free will. Now, your friend is sharing that she's been working for a company for 8 months and the boss is not paying her for the work that she's doing. Now, she's created this situation where she is now broke and hasn't been paid for 8 months. It is her lesson, but you are trying to call the employees and your friends and get her hired somewhere else. What you do not know, that you are breaking her free will to learn the lesson, to value work, to appreciate what she has, and learn, most importantly, the lesson. And if you got her hired somewhere else, you're not going to help her to learn the lesson. This is a very, very important topic I'm sharing. Does everybody connect to what I'm sharing? Yes, go ahead, Monica.
You mentioned that it's not good to give advice to anybody if you are not asked.
Yes.
And I just connect with that very, very much. How is it when it comes to our children? Is it okay for us to give advice?
This is a very different topic, but I'll try to answer as much as I can. Until 12 and 13, it's our duty, especially until 12 and 13, to influence our children. The children don't really listen to your advice. It annoys them when we lecture them. They're looking at your examples. If you're running and doing yoga and meditating, you're giving them example how to live a healthy and happy life. But if you tell them, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, it's kind of, it annoys them, especially boys. Girls a little bit better. But after the age 12, 13, 14, for every child is different, they don't hear you at all. They hear friends. And so unless you're becoming a friend, they don't listen to you at all. And this is where all of the parents are struggling. How to become a friend to a 14-year-old who's smoking weed. Of course, you as a mother will say, stop smoking weed. But a friend not gonna tell smoke a weed, stop smoke a weed. The friend gonna sit down, smoke a weed. And when they're both smoking, that's how they're influencing each other. And this is for parents so hard to hear. You gotta become a friend in order for kids to listen to you. You're not authority anymore, unless you're becoming a friend. Yeah, a really good question, because you have full responsibility for your children until they're 18. But how can you influence them? Only if you're becoming a friend at age 12 and 13. So children have different stages. How you are until 5, how you are until 5 to 12, and 12 and up. So I hope I answered that question. When people ask, they are giving you permission to share your point of view. That's different. They ask you, they came for help. But usually we go right and left giving advices. For example, some people came here just to pay off their debt. They accumulated a lot of debt, let's say financial debt. And now the only purpose they have in life is to pay off the debt. If you help them to pay it off in a year, they will have no meaning and purpose anymore. Some people came only to be really deeply hurt. I mean, like came into the life because they've hurted someone in their past life. And now they came in order to go through betraying and somebody's cheating on them and breaking up with them. And they have to experience that pain. But we want to fix their problems. And by fixing their problems, they're not going to learn a lesson, what they came here for. Their whole thing they came here for is to learn how to forgive X and to have compassion towards men. And you give them advice based on your perspective. Or you find a job to this friend and now she has a job, but she didn't learn how hard it was to work and how hard it was to eat beans and pasta every day. And so she will take everything for granted. The money responsibility, it's her lesson in life. To learn how to be responsible while she's single. So when she's gonna attract a man, she will value and appreciate how hard he's working in order to provide, lead, and protect her and the children. And so we gotta learn to stop. People have to go through the pain. Moreover, when they go to the pain, to the lowest of the lowest, the husband cheated, left for a younger woman, and not helping with the child support, with anything else. She gotta go through this resignation, bitterness, and pain in order to learn a lesson, not to hurt other people. Because husband just don't cheat, husband just don't leave, because somewhere there she violated either herself or this husband or previous man in her life. And so each one of us have somewhat different journey why our soul chose this time, this life, this body, being a man or a woman, being in this relationship, choosing this mother and father. And we coming from a different space. And so our advices, unless people ask, will work. Basically, we're being a God. We're telling people what to do. And that's how we're breaking a free will. We're not God. We're not creator. We don't know what's better for this person.